Well, here comes your blue diamond almonds. It's Thursday, the 15th of September. I'm 105 miles from Sausalito, California, and I just felt like I needed to do an episode of Viewer Mail from an almond grove. So, first question, how do I keep my stuff charged up? Simple. I went out and bought a really big battery. It's made by a company called Anker, A-N-K-E-R. It's meant to recharge personal computers or laptops, and it has enough power in it to last about, to charge all my stuff for 3 days. And what do I got? I've got an iPhone, I've got a GPS, I've got a front headlight, I've got a headlamp for my head to wear at night, I've got something that inflates my air mattress, so that's an inflator. I have a radar unit on the back that tells me that cars are coming and flashes if they're too close. So this battery has a lot of oomph in it, and I've never gotten it below 3/4, or I've never got it below 1/4. So and where do I go for charges? McDonald's, Wendy's, restaurants, weekly when I'm at hotels. If I see an outlet on the side of a gas station, I'm not bashful. I plug my battery in and I get it charging. Second question, did I always have good mobile telephone coverage? The answer to that question is really carrier specific, right? Different carriers are stronger in different areas of the country. I have T-Mobile. They were not strong in western Kansas, western Utah, large swaths of desolate Nevada, and even in eastern California, as I was climbing up into the Sierras and into Yosemite. It's back solid now that I'm in populated California. The key part here is that there probably wasn't more than 2 or 3 days of this 13 weeks that Maureen couldn't get a hold of me and didn't know where I was. But I told her ahead of time that I would probably be without coverage, so we're good there. Question 3, what was the most memorable part of the trip? A couple things. If I think about places, I'm so happy that I went to Niagara Falls in Canada. Number one, I'd never been there, heard a lot of things about it. My parents' generation went there. And like seeing the Grand Canyon, you can't believe it till you see it. It's beautiful. And seeing it from the Canadian side, the Canadian people are just as nice and friendly and incredible as rumors have it. So it was great being in Canada on Canada Day. Loved Colorado. Colorado's amazing. And Yosemite is one of my favorite places on earth. But by far, my favorite part of the trip has really been the people. When I came back from England, as I've said on an earlier video, I didn't think maybe I recognized this country anymore. And I've got to say that if you turn the television news off, the people that live out in the country and in the cities and all over this North America are wonderful, kind people. So much nicer than the news portrays us all to be. We are countries, both Canada and the U.S., worth living in, and we've got a lot of great people. There's a lot of time I spend staring at that 18 inches between the rumble strip and on the side of the road and where it runs off into the mud, and that's hour after hour of staring at asphalt. But the real value of this trip has been in speaking with the people day in and day out, and they've taken great care of me. So, thank you. Last question for today. If I could change anything about the trip, what would I change? The route, the provisions, things like that. I really wouldn't change anything. The people, the way this was set up, I had a general idea of where I was going each day, but I never knew where I was staying each night. And somehow it just worked out. And again, I met these incredible people, and you've seen the stories along the way. So, and I won't retell those stories again, but it happened again today. So I went to a town in California I wasn't supposed to go to because this town had a bike store. And yesterday, yet again, I broke another spoke. I was out on a road called the Old Toll Road. I think they ought to call it the Old Toll Pothole because it was 99% potholes, 1% road. And it beat the back end it just beat the living daylights out of the back end of my bike and broke another spoke. So I biked 30 miles this morning to a bike store where they took off the rear wheel, changed the spoke, took off my pedals, and re-greased the assembly because it was starting to squeak, and put it all back together and ushered me out the door again without charging me. And then I went to get my hair cut. So while it's messy, I walked into the hair cutter and I said, do you guys wash hair? Because I haven't had a bath in 2 days. It's kind of embarrassing to admit that, but you may not want to cut my hair. That's all right. We'll cut it, sir. Not a problem. You seem fine. But when it was all over, I said, where should I get lunch? I wouldn't mind pizza. And they said, why? How about tacos? How about you go to my brother's taco truck? And they gave me directions, and I biked myself over to that taco truck where they said, oh, Joe, we've been expecting you. It's on us, no charge. We heard you're biking across the country, and this is our gift to you. And they made me fish tacos and with shrimp in it, and they made me a special kind of cucumber lime tea. And I was drinking that cucumber lime tea, and I was thinking of two people, Alice and Petro, because I know she loves cucumber Gatorade, and I was just thinking of Lane I, because I think this tea I just think she would have loved it. But people have treated me so nicely and given me so much free stuff because of this trip. And some of these people, I'll never know their names, but they've been incredible. I wouldn't change a thing. This has been one of the most incredible journeys of my life. If I could have one thing, I do miss my wife, Maureen, greatly. I know she misses me. She's got a great career. If she could have been here with me, it would have been incredible. It would have been a different trip though, right? But I get to see her on Saturday and I can't wait. So love you, Maureen.